For your safety and the safety of the players, please remain on lines. Do not throw objects of any kind onto the playing surface. There is no smoking in the arena. This is a smoke-free facility. This also includes e-cigarettes and vaping. Please ask an usher for directions to the nearest designated smoking area. Fans in need of medical assistance should report to the Mercy First Aid Room located
We have got a hot matchup because, of course, it's pink in the rink, and it's right here on RBN. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the broadcast booth. I'm Ronnie Benine with you all here this evening. We have got another fun night of hockey ahead. Well, of course, because it's another home game, that's why. But yeah, well, we'll start out with Tri-City. Last night, they had, well, I'd say a pretty hard-fought game versus Omaha. I mean, Omaha, they started out, well, pretty much dominating the game, and then Tri-City just came rolling back, and they eventually won it. So 3-2 was the final score on that one. I believe they are in the midst of a 3-day weekend. This is the middle game of their 3-game. Oh, wait, no. That must have been last week I was talking. Yeah, I think it was last week, now that I think about it. Sioux City, though, this is their final game on a 3-game weekend. Sioux City, they were in Fargo, of course, on Thursday night. Didn't go the way they wanted it to. But they didn't play bad, really, at all. But yeah, Fargo took that one by a score of 5-2. And then, of course, last night, well, Sioux City just got outplayed. I mean, that third period, they showed some brilliance. Some things I think they can really carry onto this evening. So, they play, well, as Curtis Anderson, the radio guy of the Musketeers, said, they played, they won the third period. And of course, it just doesn't take winning one period to win a game. Obviously, you have to win all 3 periods to win a game. So yeah, just kind of, it's interesting how that logic works, but that is just the way it is. We're going to take a break, and when we come back, we're going to have the stats, how the stats line up for both of these teams. We'll have the starting lineups, who's in and who's out when we come back. So we'll see you in about 4 minutes. Don't go anywhere.
The Muskies this year is the Old Chicago 6. If the Musketeers score 6 goals tonight, everyone in attendance will win a free pizza from Old Chicago Farm. Show them your ticket for tonight's game to get your free pizza like the last 6 times tonight. Fans, let's head down to the Connor for Stanley Foods pregame talk.
We'll come up with head coach Jason Kersner. What's going to take tonight for the Musketeers to get 2 points on the board here this weekend against the quality opponent Tri-City?
Obviously, we lead in the second period, so we just need to keep checking, work about the block, and see if we can put together a full 60 minutes.
This is fourth big ring game, obviously tonight, playing for a little bit more than just a hockey game. It's the entire fight against cancer here tonight. For you and the guys on that road tonight, for you wearing these special jerseys and playing in this class.
Yeah, it's so special. Obviously, we're great territory here, but we've been able to learn our faces a lot of love that all our stays here in Siouxland. And we appreciate everybody coming out, spending a lot of money on these jerseys for a great cause. This is a special event. So probably part of the community and see if we can have a great night.
Absolutely, best of luck tonight. Head coach Jason Kersner.
Fans, part of
Coast Golden Ale is available at the Mardo Brew Deck. Make sure to stop by section 110 to get yours. Bring your tickets up to Mardo and get half off your first beer. It's a fantastic deal. It's a fantastic deal. For graduating your office staff together and family gathering. No further than Musketeers. When you sign up for Dixon in sections 107 and 109, you're not only given an exclusive area for your group, but catering and drink options to connect with you. You're thinking about a group right now. It's great to Make sure to head on to section 106 and get your Super Hockey 50-50 raffle ticket for tonight's game. It's a big time cash and a lot of great cause at the same time. We also have some of the girls from the Youth Hockey Association wanting some of those 50-50 raffle tickets to support the girls of girls hockey in Sioux Lake. Tonight's game officials are assigned by the United States Hockey League. Calling tonight's offside on the blue line with the lines of White Morgan and Takaji St. Pierre. The referees for tonight are Ross Beck and Kevin McManus. USHL's own ice officials under the direction of referee chief John Gray. Collecting tonight's game stats and outline goaltends for the off-ice officials under the direction of Steve Laporte of the United States Hockey League. Either updating team stats now with the USHL app.
30 seconds.
Those fans keeping track of the team scratches for tonight. For Tri-City, scratch. Evan Tuckins, Jackson Lackus, Maxwell Nesbitt, Paul Noah LaPointe, and Luca Roloff. And
Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Welcome back, everybody. Well, let's take a look on how these two teams stack up stats-wise and who's in the lineup and, well, who isn't. Tri-City, they're 3-5-1 and 0 on the year so far. That's 7 points, tied for 4th. And the other team they are tied up with is, guess who? Sioux City. They're at 3-4-1 and 0. That is 7 points. And like we said, tied for 4th in the league. So that's how that works. Tri-City, some more stats about them. They score 2.11 goals a game. They give up 3.33. Their power play is at 7.1%. That's 15th. Basically second to last in the league there. Their penalty kill, though, it could be better. We'll just say that at this early stage of the season at 80.8%. That's 11th in the league. Sioux City, very similar somewhat. They score 2.88 goals a game. It's not, that they score a lot of goals, because, they definitely do score a lot, but they give up 4.5. However, that is, like we said before, it's skewed a little bit because they had, that 10-2 loss on the first day of the season. So that didn't help their cause much at all. You take that out, I think you're hovering close to 4, if not right at 4. So, yeah, their power play 17.9%. Their penalty kill is at 82.8%. That's 7th in the league. Well, let's take a look at the scratches and the starting lineups for tonight's game. For Tri-City, the scratches go like this. Evan Sofakaitis, he is out with an illness. Jackson Lackus, he is injured. Maxwell Dessner is injured. Paul Bloomer, he's just ill, allegedly, I don't know. Noah LaPointe, he's injured. And Luca Roloff is also injured as well. For Sioux City, Gavin Gary, he's still on IR. Kirby Perler, Dallas Potter, and Jake Tavares, they're all healthy scratches. And then Matej Tepley was injured, I believe the word is Thursday night in Fargo with a shoulder injury, so it sounds like he'll be out for a couple of weeks. Although, we might have gotten that information wrong because I got it from the person sitting next to me, and she had mentioned Lenny Geiger was the one, but he's in the lineup, so that didn't make a whole lot of sense to me. Anyway, we'll take a look at the lineups now for both these teams. Well, just the starting lineup for Tri-City, and then we'll go down Sioux City's full line chart. So yeah, for Tri-City, they're going to be starting their top units, both on the offensive and the defensive side of things. Samuel Murrin at left wing, Cam Springer at center, at right wing, Oliver Ozogani. And then for the defense, Garen Michalski and Bodie Leyland. And then the starting goaltender tonight for Tri-City is Michael Prodl. We'll get to the goaltenders' stats here shortly. Well, after the national anthem, actually. But anyway, we'll run down Sioux City's full line chart here. We'll start off. They have to do a little bit of rearranging tonight, especially, well, after what's happened the last 2 nights and the fact that, you know, we're without Matej Tupley now, so, and all those other guys that are out of the lineup. So we'll run down it quickly. First line, Travis Poliski, Kaysen Musket, and Max Anderson. Second line, Daniil Booten, William Tomko, and Trey Jeffress. Third line, Dallas View, Luke Gary, and Elias Vatne. The fourth line, of course, is Lenny Geiger, Pavel Martinu, and Caden Okavita. The defensemen go like this. First line, Shane Gold and Mason Piepenberg. Second line, Christian Lyons and Garen Ludwig. Third line, Ryan Poyer and Mason Stanger. And then the extra defenseman is George Lovell. So yeah, the backup tonight will be Jack Thickthorn. He played last night, and he's only made 2 starts, and obviously last night was way worse than the first one. So yeah, we'll get to, well, Bjorn Bronis, who's starting tonight. We'll get to all their stats here shortly, but we're going to take one final break, and when we come back, the Muskies will hit the ice. We'll have their starting lineup and the national anthem. So yeah, we'll take a break, and we'll be back in about 2 minutes. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, everybody. Well, we're just moments away. Tri-City has just hit the ice, so yeah, yay, whoopee. They're just playing the opening intro video, and after that, the Muskies will hit the ice. Just kind of looking at the lineup for tonight, the lineup card for Sioux City. I mean, we got some guys with some different numbers tonight. Mason Piepenberg's usually 24. He's 52 for tonight. Garen Ludwig, he's usually 26. He's 42 tonight. I don't know if just, you know, when they had them printed, they had different numbers and, different people were on the team, all that kind of combination of things probably led to that. Here comes Sioux City. They have just hit the ice now. Coming up next, we'll have the starting lineup. We'll have the national anthem, and we'll take a look at how these two goaltenders stack up here. So yeah, it's pink in the ring right here in Sioux City, Iowa.
Pennsylvania, number 28, William Tomko! At right wing, from Westchester, Pennsylvania, number 10, Trey Jeffrey! Your left defenseman, from Princeton, Massachusetts, number 9, Shane Wu! Right defenseman from Larson, Wisconsin, number 52, Mason Pinkman. And your goaltender from Sartell, Minnesota, number 30, Bjorn Rowden. The Musketeers are coached by Jason Kirshner, general manager Sean Clark, associate coach Alex Doyle, assistant coach Derek Kirshner, goaltending coach Shane Clifford, hockey analyst Zach Newlands, athletic trainer Eric Leopold, and equipment manager Zach Peterson. Now, ladies and gentlemen, please turn your attention to the ice as tonight's national anthem is performed by Angie Goldberg.
Whoa, say, can you see now by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare now the bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home
Fans, let's hear it one more time.
Shoot. There we go.
Welcome to the Hockey Night.
Okay, let's take a look at the starting goaltenders for tonight's game. Starting out with Tri-City, Michael Prodl. He's 3-3-1-0 on the year, a 2.71 goals against average and a .911 save percentage with one shutout. For Sioux City, Bjorn Bronis, 2-3-1 on the year, a 4.46 goals against and a .848 save percentage on this season so far. They've got a ceremonial puck drop going on right now at center. Of course, they have to do a long introduction to who the person is, even though the two guys who are receiving the face-off and the guy who's, dropping the ceremonial puck. Of course, they got to delay all that, right? Now they can finally drop it. We do a couple of handshakes too.
Our team has a special message that they want you to know before we start this game tonight. Take it away, boys.
The auctioneer, who usually, because obviously tonight the Muskies, they've got, special jerseys, then they auction them off. Well, the auctioneer is a cancer survivor, so yeah, obviously this means a lot to him, I'm sure. Gave a big salute to the crowd. Alrighty, I think we're ready to go now. Musketeers starting their second line tonight. Trey Jeffress just came back into the lineup last night after being out with an injury. So, we were kind of concerned about that, but thank goodness he's back. He's okay. So, everything's golden. Alrighty, I think we're ready to go. I don't know about you guys at home, but we're ready to go.
Are you ready?
Okay. William Tomko will take the draw with Cam Springer. And we are off and underway here in Sioux City, Iowa. Diefenberg will take the puck and immediately clear it back behind the net of Prodl. He takes it back behind there, Springer. Now intercepted. Ozagani behind the net there for Michalski. Up towards center. Tip pass to Murrin. There's a hit Diefenberg on Ozagani. Murrin in a scramble for back behind the net. Getting it away, Ozagani out to the blue line. Michalski's shot went wide. Bronis drags it now into the corner. Murrin's there, so is Diefenberg, and Diefenberg lays a nice hit on him. Taken there by Tomko out towards center. He'll flip it down into the corner. Who's going to get there? I think it was Michalski behind the net there for Bodie Leyland. Leyland up the left side, feeds it out towards center ice. Stanger was there. Boyer into the hands now of Brecken Smith. Feeds it on out. Carson Pilgrim. Pilgrim down there in the corner. Kozak behind the net. Feeds it on out across there. Bodie Wise. Wise poked away there to Stanger. Now Pilgrim. They got him in a scramble for. Two guys from each side trying to get it. Now it's taken their Pilgrim on out there for Wise. A shot just went wide. Now Poyer with it. Poyer feeds it. Tipped by Stanger out towards center ice into the hands of Bodie Wise. He flips it back behind the net. Took a weird bounce off of Bronis' stick. Thank goodness Tri-City was in a line change. Or else that could have spelled trouble. That's all I'm going to say. Here's Luke Gary up the left side. Gary tipped out there in front. Didn't go anywhere. Now Dallas View gobbles it up. Feeds it on out to Ludwig. Ludwig on a cross. Gold. Ludwig down there in the corner. Ludwig now intercepted, and here comes Lincoln Yelm out towards center ice. Jensen tipped into the corner now. Taken there by Yelm. Yelm feeds it back behind the net. There now Malmquist. Boy, Yelm kind of took a tumble as a shot went wide. Now taken there by Dallas View up the right side. View out towards center. Played it off sides, I guess, is what they're going to call it. I don't know how that could be, but Ooh, no, it's a penalty, actually. What it looks like. I think Sioux City just got charged for having too many men on the ice. Yes, indeed. Man, that's kind of a bad penalty to take early. Travis Poliski just went into the box, so will be the representee from Sioux City. Interesting. Usually I catch on to those things, but I did not catch on to that. Interesting. Here's Jarvis out towards the blue line there for Pilgrim. Although Tri-City, their power play, at least early, has not been great. So here's Stenger with it down there in the corner. Jensen with it. Feeds it around the boards out towards center. Well, no, not even towards center. It goes down back behind the net of Broadwell because, you know, Pilgrim just let it roll all the way down ice. That's why. Pilgrim feeds it back behind to Bodie Leyland. Leyland out towards center. Gets by Jeffress. Feeds it back in behind the net there for Mason Stenger. Jarvis was there. Comes back out to Pilgrim. Shot got blocked by Jeffress. Now it's Bodie Leyland with it in the corner. Leyland off the boards on out to Pilgrim. Here's Pilgrim. Feeding it on over to Luca Jarvis. Jarvis to the blue line. Leyland. Leyland on across to Pilgrim. Pilgrim pass got blocked by Luke Gehry. Now it deflects into the corner there for Mason Jensen. Jensen picked up by Cam Springer. Feeds it on out Leyland to Pilgrim. Takes a shot, got blocked. In fact, it broke Luke Gary's stick. And here's Leyland, another shot that went wide. That's taken there by Pilgrim to the blue line. Pilgrim on out to Bodie Leyland. Leyland back for Pilgrim. Pilgrim into the hands of Mason Stenger. You know, they have a problem that Sioux City has on the power play. Tri-City does. And it's that they pass it around a little too much. And, I mean, don't get me wrong, they take shots, but I mean, you know, you do a little too much passing. Here's Ozagani with it. Ozagani throws it back in behind the net. Kept in by Lincoln Yelm. Yelm is buried there by Kaysen Musket. It's taken out there for Michael Ski. Michael Ski down there for Connor Brown. Brown there in front of the goal, taken there by Ozagani. Ozagani on over to Lincoln Yelm. Yelm on back from Michael Ski. Michael Ski on over to Yelm. Here's Yelm. Down there, Malmquist in front. Score. That's Ozagani with that one. And Tri-City's on the board first. I think the power play had just expired, so that's maybe a little comforting if you're Sioux City, but... Well, let's see if Sioux City can rebound. 4 minutes and 22 seconds into this one. Oh my. I hope it's not going to be a long night, but maybe. We'll see. That's Ozagani's third of the year. like any of y'all really care that much. Here's Martin, who feeds it off to Lenny Geiger. Here comes Geiger up the left side. Feeds it down into the corner. Okavita is there. So is Kolak. Down there taking Ernwine. Ernwine out towards center. Ernwine tried to roll around a few defenders. Didn't work. Okavita has the puck jammed. Feeds it up to Martinu. Martinu up the right side. Feeds it on over. Cannot connect with Geiger. Now it's taken there by Ernwine. Ernwine there for Jarvis. Swooped away though by Jeffress. Here's Jeffress up the left side. Rolls into the corner. Ooh, careful down there. Boy, Jeffress went down, and then I think Doms just tripped over him. It's right by the boards, too, so that could have been really nasty. Here's Piepenberg with it out towards center. Piepenberg feeds it on over to Jeffress. Jeffress on across. Cannot connect with Daniil Booten. Popped up into the air, taken there by Cash Crawford out towards center. Piepenberg has this one. Off the boards, it's thrown in. Jeffress in the corner. Boy. Went off the referee. Because of course it did. Anyway, here's Shane Gold. Tried to juke around a defender, but didn't quite work. Oh well, here's Piepenberg with it. Piepenberg tipped off there by Springer. Now here's Jeffress. Throwing it down Murrin. Piepenberg is there too. Here's Samuel Murrin with it. Murrin Out towards the blue line, Murrin feeds it on across Ozagani, back behind the net. Spins around Cam Springer. Piepenberg feeds it. Now Ozagani takes this one to Bodie Leyland at the blue line. Leyland got deflected down into the corner, taken there by Piepenberg. Piepenberg feeds it on over to Jeffress out towards center ice. Here's Jeffress feeding it off the boards, clearing it back in behind the net there of Prattle. Michalski feeds it into the hands of Mason Stanger. That's exactly what they wanted to do. Here's Michalski with it. Michalski feeds it on over to Bodie Leyland. Leyland tipped by Jensen. And there's Stanger. Here's Dallas View with it now. View down there in the corner. View there for Luke Gary in front. Shot. Otney couldn't get a shot off. Now it's taken there by Mason Jensen up the right side. Jensen off the boards down into the corner. There for Stanger behind the net. Stanger on over to Vatney. Vatney takes this one out towards center. Cannot connect with Luke Gary. Puck will roll off the boards. Ernwine is there. Here's Doms with it. Doms into the corner there for Cooper Ernwine. Ernwine up there for Luke Gary out towards center ice. 2-on-2 with View. View, of course, played with Tri-City the last couple of years, so obviously he knows this team very well. Connor Brown throws it into the netting and out of play. Who cares? We'll take a break. We'll be back in 45 seconds. Don't go anywhere.
Fans, it's time to raise your I Fight For signs and show your support for those who have lost their battle to cancer or are currently fighting a battle for our support of someone fighting.
Welcome back, everybody. 12:27 left to go here in this first period. Tri-City with a 1-0 lead over Sioux City right now. Each team has only one shot on goal recorded here, so yeah, Sioux City, they look a little bit tired. I mean, that's obviously because, you know, this is their third game in 3 nights, but, you know, Tri-City, despite what their record says, they're a pretty darn good team. Although all teams really in the league are pretty darn good. It's just, you know, when do they show up? Musket off the boards there now for Cash Crawford. Crawford there for Doms. Doms towards center. Picked up Whitfield behind the net. Bronis, he's going to try and play it. Careful. My goodness. That could have ended up very bad. I mean, Sioux City, at least their goaltenders, well, Brown with kind of a tip shot into the glove of Bronis. But yeah, I think Urban and Bronis, you know, Bronis has learned from Urban, you know, the last couple of years that, you know, and Urban, he always loved to play the puck, you know, and most of the time it went fine. There were a couple of times it did burn him, but I see Bronis starting to pick up that habit. I don't know if I'm really a big fan of it or not, but Michalski with it back behind net. Michalski tipped all the way down ice into the hands of Piepenberg back behind the net. Piepenberg in the corner in a scramble for. Here's Smith with it now. Okavita with it. Okavita there for Martineau. On over to the Lenny Geiger. Nice pass. There's a shot by Okavita. Just went wide. Martineau with it in a scramble for. Martineau on over there to Piepenberg. Piepenberg back for Michalski. Michalski in the corner there for Smith. Smith back behind the net. Feeds it on over there to Seth Jarvis out towards center ice. Seth Jarvis feeds it into the hands of Bronis. He will play it aside for Shane Gold. Gold down there in the corner. Boy, the one night I don't bring my binoculars. I need them for the Sioux City team because they've got a dark gray jersey, but then they've got pink numbers, and that's Little hard to read. I'll just say that. Tri-City's fine, but they're away, so I mean, choose. Bodie Wise with it. Wise out towards center ice there for Malmquist. Here's Malmquist out towards the blue line. Picked up there by William Tomko. Here's Jensen with it with the steal. Jensen, a shot save made by Bronis. Went through the crease. Jensen picks it up there for Lincoln Yelm. Yelm now Kozak with it. Tries to clear it in. Boy, Malmquist gets taken down by Poyer as he should. Stanger out there for Daniil Booten towards center. Booten feeds it on Poyer back behind the net. Prodl feeds it on over to Kozak. Kozak on over to Bodie Wise. Wise towards center. Picked up by Kozak. There for Murrin. Here's Murrin. A shot save made. Rebound pushed away by Poyer. Out towards center ice taken there by Ozagani. Puck will be thrown back behind the net of Bronis. Looks like they called it offsides. I thought they maybe called an icing there, and I was like, that is definitely not an icing, but if you say so, no. Yeah, that was an interesting call, I'm just going to say that. Face-off will come right in front of the Musketeers bench. Taking the draw will be Cam Springer and Luke Gary. Face-off's won by Springer. It's sent back in behind the net of Bronis for an icing. Okay. It's Cash Crawford on that clear, but face-off will come to the right here of Prodl. Huskies, they're in perfect position here to get on the board. Let's see if they can do that. Down 1-0. 9:44 left to go in the first. Face-off will come to the right of Prodl. Luke Gary will take the draw with Cam Springer. Springer there for Whitfield. Whitfield on up Ozagani. Ozagani out towards center there for Murrin. Murrin there now Luke Gary. Springer down there in the corner, back behind the net there for Ludwig. Ludwig on for Vatne. Feeds it out towards center ice. Off the boards, that's Whitfield whacking it in there for Cam Springer. Springer spins around a defender, rolls towards center. Here's Springer, rolls through a couple of defenders, pass across to Murrin. Take it away. Here comes Vatne up the right side, 2-on-2. Vatne. Nice moves back across view. A shot save made by Prodl. Rebound back behind the net there for Murrin. There's a pass out in front. Luke Gary, a stick got in there though just in time. That was Cam Springer. Piepenberg feeds it on across to Shane Gold towards the blue line. Gold, they switch spots. Gold, a shot went wide. Dallas View out there in front of the goal. Nobody was there except for Samuel Murrin from Tri-City as it's cleared out towards center. Ozagani kept there by Piepenberg. Piepenberg feeds it on across. Gold to Piepenberg. Piepenberg tipped there by Luke Gary down into the corner. Taking there Michalski. Leyland there for Smith. Pilgrim feeds it on over across there for Luka Jarvis. Jarvis out towards the blue line there for Brecken Smith. Taken by Kaysen Musket. He'll feed it back in behind the net. There was Max Anderson, now taken there by Mason Stanger. Stanger off the boards. It'll go all the way down ice. I thought they'd maybe call icing, but nope. Nope. It's Kozak with it. Feeding it on over there for Luka Jarvis. Jarvis back behind the net. Taken there by Bodie Wise. Wise towards center. Feeds it there to Brecken Smith. Smith in a scramble for it. Now taking there Okavita. Nice pass, boy. If it would have connected with Lenny Geiger. Geiger there in front. There's a shot went wide from Martin. Poked around. It's loose in the crease. Comes back up. Boy, shot save made by Prodl. Rebound cleared away. And out towards center. It's Mason Stanger taking this puck. Stanger. Boy, Muskies, they've got a couple of good opportunities here, but Prodl's just in the way, and that one's played offsides. 7:22 left to go in this first period. We'll take a break. We'll be right back.
And fans, let's go down to ice level. Right.
All right, everybody. Nothing sets here, making their way to the top of the circle to play the free
Welcome back, everybody. 7:22 left to go here in this first period. Tri-City still up 1-0 here. I mean, Tri-City, they really started out strong, but these last couple of minutes, Sioux City, they've seemed to find their edge here somewhat. But, yeah, they've had a couple of great opportunities, and see if they can keep them up. Boy, Buskies have this promotion where it's kind of like a slip and slide. They got these big blow-up mattresses or whatever, and I guess because usually during these media timeouts, they've only got a certain amount of time, and then, you know, obviously they got to get back to playing. But promotion went a little too long because it's usually a minute long, but, you know, once play is stopped, they ring the first buzzer, the minute goes, and they ring the buzzer, and then, you know, they got to go back on. And safe to say they took too long, we'll just say that. Anyway, face-offs won. Here's Ludwig with it. Ludwig feeds it on Malmquist. The shot went wide. Malmquist feeds it out towards center. Here's Jeffress towards center. Jeffress feeds it on over. Nice passes. Shot. Ooh, just went a little wide. It's from William Tomko. I mean, he's had himself a nice weekend so far. Here's Malmquist towards center. Malmquist off the boards. Lions. Gives a little elbow to him. Puck will roll down into the corner. There for Jeffress. Jeffress picked up there Connor Brown. He fanned on the shot. There was Jeffress. Now it's Tomko. Nice pass to Daniil Putin. Tried to get by Leyland. It's Daniil Putin down there in the corner. Feeds it on over for Garen Michalski. No giveaway. Oh, it went right through the legs of Vatne. Boy, they had something going there. That was from Luke Gary. Now it's Piepenberg. Feeding on over to Shane Gold. Back to Piepenberg towards center. Piepenberg to View. Here's Gold with it. Gold spins around the defender, takes his shot. Just goes wide in the corner. Gold's 3 goals on the year so far. Coming in the last 2 games. Piepenberg to View. View in the corner there to Vatne. Vatne in the corner, loses control of it, feeds it on over to Luke Gary. Here's Gary on across. There to Gold. Picked up View. Back behind the net, there's Vatne. There's Michalski. And before Piepenberg. Here's Gold towards the blue line. Gold on back to View. There is Piepenberg. Piepenberg, he tried to get a shot off. There was too many defenders in the way. View feeds it on over to Gold. Gold. It's cleared out towards center now. Huskies a few good opportunities, but just couldn't really get anything going on that shift. Now it's Luke Gary with it. Still out there to Max Anderson. Here's Gary. Oh, careful. Now it's taking their Bodie Wise out towards center. That'll be an icing. 4:54 left to go here in this first. It's kind of funny. So they have Tri-City down with the penalty, even though it was against Sioux City. It was Garen Michalski they have for too many men, although he didn't go into the box at any time, so they kind of need to update that. Here's Stanger with it. Stanger. Or at least, you know, because Luke Gary went into the box for too many men, and they got the wrong guy from Tri-City, or the league's watching a different game than we are. Here's Max Anderson with it behind the net. Anderson into the corner. Anderson. Missed by Poyer. Deflected out there. Murrin. Here's Murrin back behind the net there for Kozak. Kozak behind the net. Kozak there for Ozagani. Ozagani out towards center. There's Cam Springer. Nice pass. Cannot connect with Murrin. Here's Stanger with it. Stanger feeds it on out to Max Anderson. Boy, Ozagani hits him into the boards. Here's Poyer with it. Feeds it on Martineau. On out towards center for Stanger. Stanger back behind the net. Here's Jeffress with it in the corner. Jeffress. Here's Murrin. It looks like we are going to get a penalty. It will be a holding call, and from the reactions of the crowd, this one will indeed go against Tri-City. Finally, they got something right. Jesus. Carson Pilgrim will go in for holding. 16-13 on that one. So let's see if the Muskies can convert on a power play hit now. That would be helpful at this early stage. Although, well, we're kind of into the game now, but I think you know what I mean. Face-off come to the left of Tuttle. Face-off's one. It's immediately taken by Bodie Leyland and cleared down ice. Freaking lovely, right? Puck's taken there by Shane Gold. Here's Gold out towards the blue line there for Tomko. Tomko feeds it on over. Luke Gary down there in the corner. There's Gary with it. Gary taken there by Gold. Gold to Vatne. Vatne off the boards out to Shane Gold again. Gold there to Dallas View. Back to Gold. Back to Vatne. Here's Vatne to Shane Gold. That would help. Here's Gold. Feeds it on. Overshot Vatne in the corner. There for Luke Gary in front. It's up for grabs in the circle. Now taken out there by Bodie Leyland towards center. Leyland got 4 Musketeer defenders there. Forget it. Shot was stopped by Bronis. It's taken there by Gold. Out towards center. Gold feeds it on over to Dallas View. View down there for William Tomko. Here's Tomko. Taken away by Gold. Gold. Now, Brown was in his way. Still is. Gold gets by him. Intercepted. Connor Brown takes this one. Brown will flip it down into the corner. Here's Bronis. Feeding it on over to Stanger. Boy. Gold after that last shift. He was gassed. That's all I'm going to say. Bronis gobbles this one up. Here's Shane Gold with it back behind the net. 2 minutes left to go here in this first period. Tri-City still with a 1-0 lead. Here's Anderson. Feeds it on over to Shane Gold. Gold. On over to Anderson. Anderson. On back Mason Stanger. Stanger to Shane Gold. Power plays up. Here's View. That was a perfect opportunity to shoot, I'll tell you that much. Here's Stanger right out there in front. Max Anderson fanned on the shot. See, when they do shoot it, they fan on him. It's just funny how that works. View, a shot in front. Jeffress now taken away by Pilgrim. Here's Pilgrim out towards center ice. Pilgrim, little poke check. Into the hands here of Dallas View. Here he comes, 2-on-1. View, pass across the Anderson, scores! Max Anderson! We are tied! What a pass from Dallas View! Into the net. We are tied. The Muskies needed a little bit of momentum, something to get them going, and they might have just found it right at the end of the period. 18:44, time of the goal. Big assist on Max Anderson, or on the Dallas View for Max Anderson. That'll be his second goal on the season, 6 points on the season. There we go. Let's get another one like that now. Ozagani with it there at center. Feeds it into the corner there for Christian Lyons. There's Ludwig. Ludwig feeds it on to Luke Gary. Case and Musket there towards center for Vatne. Vatne on across Luke Gary. Well, now, might as well get another one. Lyons out towards center. Yelm bobbles that one. Here's Vatne with it. Vatne towards center. Oh, a giveaway, but Connor Brown got tripped up, and Tri-City's going back on a power play. There's Connor Brown with it. Kozak down there for Connor Brown. Kozak feeds it on over to Ozagani. Ozagani tipped up into the air, although it looks like Tri-City might be getting the penalty because their goaltender went to the box, and at least I thought, but nope, it is going on Sioux City. Vatney's going to the box. I don't know what he did. With 20 seconds left, tripping is going to be the call. I don't think so, but my opinion, that was not a trip, but face-off will come to the left of Bjorn Bronis. Taking the draw will be Trey Jeffers. Jeffers didn't win the draw, I'll just say that. There's a shot, got tipped and covered up by Bronis with 13.2 seconds left. Let's kill off that power play now. Anderson will take the draw. It's Springer. Springer wins the draw. Here's Pilgrim, feeds it on over to Seth Jarvis. Jarvis down there, Springer in front of the goal. It's loose in front. It's swooped away though by Jeffress, and he'll get it out towards center ice, and he'll make Pilgrim work. And that'll be the end of the first period. We are tied up at 1 apiece. Take a look at how that period shaped up. Tri-City, 5 shots on goal. Sioux City, 4. Goals that period, it started out at the 4:22 mark. Oliver Ozagani from Maddox Malmquist and Garen Michalski. That made it a 1-0 game. Then at 16:13, Pilgrim win in 2 minutes. Okay, that's not right either. Because, okay, so they got Pilgrim in for 2 minutes for holding. We should have had at 2:17 Luke Gary in for too many men, but now they have it at 16:13 with Travis Poliski going in for too many men. It's a 5-on-4, but it was we have the power play, so I don't know why it's saying that, but anyway, 1940 mark, Elias Vatney win in 2 minutes for tripping. Other games across the league. Right now, Youngstown leads Green Bay 3-1 with 2 minutes left to go in the second. Muskegon leads Dubuque 2-1 at the end of the second. Omaha leads Sioux Falls 1-0 with 5 minutes left to go in the first. Fargo leads Des Moines 1-0 at the end of 1. A minute 25 left to go here in this first. Chicago leads Madison 1-0. Tied up at 0, just getting underway. Lincoln is at Waterloo. College football scores from across the country, because those are very important, obviously. Right now, Texas Tech leads Arizona State 22-19 with 51 seconds left to go in the fourth quarter. Texas A&M leads Arkansas 28-20 with 10:42 left to go in the third quarter. Oregon leads Rutgers 28-3 with 11:34 left to go in the second. Tied up at 7, Washington State's at Virginia with 11.5 to go in the second. Texas is at Kentucky, tied up at 0 with 5:58 left to go in the first. USC's at Notre Dame. That game just got kicked off. Coming up shortly, Tennessee will be at Alabama, as well as Florida Atlantic at South Florida. At 7:45 Eastern, Missouri will be at Auburn. 8 o'clock, Utah at BYU, as well as Cincinnati at Oklahoma State. Then we have some finals from earlier today. UAB beat Memphis 31-24. Ohio State beat Wisconsin 34-0. Indiana beat Michigan State 38-13. Georgia beat Ole Miss 43-35. Vanderbilt beat LSU 31-24. Georgia Tech beat Duke 27-18. Oklahoma beat South Carolina 26-7. Louisville beat, well, we'll put it like this, upset Miami 24-21. Minnesota beat Nebraska 24-6. NHL scores from across the country. 13 games on tonight in the NHL, because of course there would be. Okay, those aren't the right scores, so we got to update it again. Here we go. 5:41 left to go in the first period. The Kraken lead the Maple Leafs 1-0. Montreal leads the Rangers 2-1 with 8:04 left to go in the first. The Wild are at the Flyers, tied up at 0, 4:17 left to go in the first. Tied up at 1 with 5:21 left to go in the first. The Lightning are at the Blue Jackets, 3:20 left to go in the first. Tied up at 0. The Stars are at the Blues. Jets lead the Predators 2-0 with 9:35 left to go in the first. Coming up at 9 Eastern, Boston's at Colorado, as well as the Hurricanes at the Kings. 10 p.m. Eastern time, Flames are at the Golden Knights, as well as the Penguins at the Sharks. Buffalo beat Florida earlier today 3-0. Islanders beat the Senators 5-4. Devils beat the Oilers 5-3. Well, that'll do it for our first period. We'll take a break, and when we come back, we'll have the second period here in a few minutes. So don't go anywhere.
What this event has meant